I want to take you a little bit back and ask you whether you ever had any formal training in terms of lighting.
No, I learned just by being part of it, and I say with all these shows that came out of the country, everybody came out, you learned a little bit more, how to focus, what were those things we were taught by our technician, Tommy Whittle was it. But every show that came out, they used to bring their own technicians. They brought out their stage mechanists and their flymen and their lighting men and their property masters, and from them, that would pick up most of the stuff. Every time a different show came out, they had maybe a different technique and a different idea, and they said, oh, well, I'll use that in the future.
Right. And did you come into the theatre wanting to do lighting?
No, I had no idea. When Dave actually, I was still at school, David actually joined the African Theatres, and then I got a job, and we both apprenticed there. And it was a part of your thing. You had to, doesn't matter what, during the day you had to work, and at night you went in and you became a stage electrician. You moved the lamps on the stage and you got 7 and 6 a show. It was money well started. Come on. And then they needed somebody up on the board to pull some of these little knobs. And I went and I started to say, listen, I like this. And then the first time I started turning the wheel and getting things engaged, well, I think, well, this is my future. I'm a lighting man. And I wasn't a lighting man, I was an operator. Didn't know, and I couldn't see the stage, so it was a whole ball game.
Was there a moment then where you suddenly, or for the first time, got out front and were able to suddenly see what was happening and relate it to what you were doing?
No, that was years and years after, must have been, I've been in this more than 20 years by the time I got out front, because the first time I did it was at the land, because we changed from the manual board and we got the electronic dimmers and an MMS board. And Dave and I took the old board out, installed the new board, dug underneath the floor to the Alhambra Theatre, got a little room, they put a window in it, and then you could see the stage. And you could say, gee, now this is a different story. Now I get a different feel about everything.
Right.
And the thing is also easy to do a change. Just push a button and you can time it and everything would happen and do changes. And I said, this is the life. Now I'm a lighting man. Yeah.
So, was there a show that was sort of your big break in terms of the first show that you got to light?
Yes, I think it was probably a Fair Lady, when it came out from Australia. And I was very involved in, well, they said that a rig, what there was, it was mainly pattern 23s and 123s, and floods, and they had the revolves and everything. And, you talk to the director and he tells you what he wants to do, and it gives you an idea. So listen, this is the mood we're going to set. And you work with him, okay, and you choose your colours and you put a thing, and that's how I got really interested in it. Right. And then one after the other never stopped.
So they didn't, with Fair Lady, send a complete plot with laid down colours?
No, they gave more of the rig. They said this has got to be shown at 45 degrees, and that must be so and so, and that was that.
Would you say your career as a lighting designer really started once you got down to Durban and to the Alhambra?
No, it started long before then, because in that period, all these other shows came out. They had the ballet from the Royal Ballet and the La Scala Opera and all these, and they brought out the dishes. They tell you what they want, and you're reproducing a lot of the lighting what they want.
Yes.
But all those things, and then all the big celebrity names came out of the country, which was not really lighting as such. It was spectacular lighting or mood lighting. You get a Danny Kaye, a Johnny Ray, and Sophie Tucking, all those kind of people, and you did a field show for them.
Right.
And a lot of chases and bings and bangs. But the spectacular, that kind of lighting is far easier than to set a mood on a play or on a ballet or an opera. You really got to feel you've got to get a thing to enhance a set and to be credible as a background.
Right.
And but I thoroughly enjoyed working with all the celebrities, you know. I mean, Tom Jones and
You got me at
Cliff Richards and Sophie Tucker and everybody. It was an experience, but they came and gone. You know, we in 1 week, next week you're preparing for another show.
Right.
And then you had all kinds of the Spanish ballet, you know, Lucilia and Antonio. And during Antonio's show at the Empire Theatre, I got a call in the middle of the night from Jim Stodel, the song Europe of Africa, and he said the theatre's burning down. So I got in. Sure, we were doing the show in the theatre, and on a Sunday they'd hired it out to a church group, and somebody had been smoking and it's boots and a fire starting thing. And I got in and Stodel looked at me, and the whole place had water, the trenches had gone off on the stage. He says, "Can we do a show here tomorrow night?" I said, "I don't think so, Uncle Jim." So we transferred, we took the whole antenna show, we took to the university. And in the university theatre, and 2 nights later we were running the show.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was
Extraordinary.
yeah. But in all in all the places, you know, the African Theatre was a huge organisation. They had a cinema on every corner, and they had beautiful theatres all over the country. In Johannesburg, we had the Coliseum, the Empire, and His Majesty, which Schlesinger wanted to make it the Broadway of South Africa, you know. And in Cape Town, the Landwehr Coliseum in Durban, King's Coliseum in East London, Landwehr in Durban, the Playhouse. And we went all over the country. We even went up into the Rhodesias, into Bulawayo and to Salisbury. Took shows right up into Mozambique at La Scala and Lorenzo Marx. And all these places, and they all had lovely little theatres. So it was quite a...
So you got to do quite a lot of touring with these shows?
Never stopped. Touring was, could have been 6-7 months out of the year. There was one coming, do the show, tour it. And it was sometimes in a bus, sometimes, mainly in those days, in the old days, go on a train. And if we had a big show, at the end of the show, we'd strike everything, put everything, the whole grid will come down. The lights, everything goes into boxes, all the flats and cloths, put it on a truck, take it to a station, put it in a DZ truck, work the whole month, tarp it over in the morning, and into the special show train. Next morning, 8 o'clock, the whole cast's on the stage, and we all get on the train, and we off to the next venue. So it was quite a arrangement with touring. But then there was often, like with Marceau, we did the whole thing in a combi, you know, and with the other shows we had a bus. But aeroplanes, you know, that was quite an experience, having the first flight going up, you know, this is something new, you know, we get on an aeroplane now on a tour, you know, and we kept jumping. And there were even at times we on a tour, get on a Union Castle liner and come around the coast from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth to Durban. So, gee, this is a holiday, never mind about it. Think, no, it's just wonderful.
Did you work on those ships or?
No, just
transport.
No, it was a mode of getting around it. What a lovely way, eh? Yeah.
Well, absolutely. I did all the wrong tours.
Yeah.
Is there one show in particular that stands out from that period?
No, you know, every show was a different challenge and a different pleasure. Because I can't remember a show that I didn't enjoy working on. And the people, it was, so every one, I can't say that I can sort of one out more than the other. Although sometimes you have found a better friend, or, you know, it could be meeting people more closely.
Well, who were your collaborators in that period?
We had a crew of our own technicians here. We had stage mechanist Leslie Preen, we had Shimwe on the props, we had a flyman who used to travel with us. So we had a close knit of people. So we always had mates on the tour.